BamaCentral.com. I'm Blackwell here with Austin, Hannon, and Mason Smith, and this is BamaCentral Courtside following Alabama basketball's 91-88 gritty win over the Memphis Tigers. Guys, it was a game that seemed like Alabama had several opportunities to pull away in the second half, but Memphis, man, they kept clawing back and keeping it close. Austin, what were your takeaways from tonight's game?
Man, let's start out with Memphis, right? Kendrick Davis, what a game! 30 points. He kept them single-handedly in the game. I mean, DeAndre Williams went out there, I think it was about 6 minutes to go in the game, fouled out, and he just kind of kept it going for the Tigers. And they just kept fighting. Alabama would push it to 7 points. Memphis would break it back down to 3, and they would push it back out to 8 points. Memphis would bring it back down to 4. Got a little bit scary there at the end. A couple of troubles passing the ball in, but Brandon Miller, second half, bunch of points. I want to say he had all but 3 of his points in the second half, and after a couple games off for the freshman, he was back in action. He also had 8 rebounds. Yeah, he's a star, and he led the way. Sears had himself a good game too. Got to the free throw line. And Alabama, I mean, a win's a win, right? I think we started with that.
Brandon Miller finished the game with 24 points. Marcus Sears was second with 18. Followed by Noah Clowney, with 11, then Jaden Bradley with 10. Mason, Amari Burnett was announced to have a wrist injury before tonight's game. Obviously a big loss for Alabama. According to Nate Oates, he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Jaden Bradley started for him tonight. He finished the game with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 rebounds and 5 assists. What did you see from him tonight, and how does this injury impact Alabama moving forward?
Honestly, I think Jaden Bradley had a really solid game with the starter. I think the main thing that we like about Jaden Bradley is a very clean game. Unfortunately, he did have 4 fouls today. I think that's just a testament to how gritty the game was throughout. And I think the biggest impact is honestly the guard rotation. With Jaden Bradley no longer being the first guard off the bench and now being a starter, it's going to force other guards to step up. Javon Kennedy, Ryland Griffin, Darius Miles. And Darius Miles, we talked about it in the press conference. I think he had a really solid game. I think he, played the most minutes he's played all year. He came through with 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Had some defensive stops. Even Nate Oates talked about how when it was time to guard Davis, that he stepped up, got a couple key stops in the end. So I think he's somebody to kind of keep an eye out in terms of who's going to get more minutes along with Griffin and Green.
And just a testament to how gritty the game was, Darius Miles himself was injured in the game and it was missing for a good portion of it, came back and still had a lot of minutes and was a heavy contributor near the end. But that'll about do it from Coleman Coliseum. At number 4, Alabama basketball 91, Memphis 88. Up next, the Crimson Tide will take on the number 15 Gonzaga Bulldogs at the CM Newton Classic at Legacy Arena in Birmingham. We will be there with all the coverage you need. For BamaCentral.com, I'm Blackwell with Mason Smith and Austin Hannon. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.